we go. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at combining like terms. And today is the 25th. Okie dokie. So combining like terms means that we are going to have an expression that we start with. So here's my expression, 8 minus 6a plus 3a squared plus 8a plus 2 minus 6a squared. So here's an expression. The reason it's an expression is because there's no equal sign. That's what makes it an expression versus an equation. Also, we're not solving anything. So we're going to combine like terms. In order to be alike, there has to be a matching variable and a matching exponent. If those things are not matching, then they're not alike. Also important is when we write this in our final version, we need to write it going from highest exponent and then going from highest exponent to lowest exponent. If there happened to be more than one variable, we would do highest exponent and then we would do alphabetical order. So important things to keep in mind. And that's about it. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at what I've written down and I'm going to think to myself, what items are matchies? So I like to say matchies because that's what my daughter calls it when we play the matching game. So I'm looking for matchies. So I have an a squared here. So what I want to do is I'm going to look across. Here's another a squared. Remember that the sign goes along with it. So I have an a squared and an a squared. When I combine these, it's going to end up giving me a negative 3a squared. I chose to start with the a squared because that's my highest exponent. Now I'm going to go to my next, which would just be my next variable. So I'm going to be looking for any term that has a in it, and I have 8a and a negative 6a. When I combine those, that gives me a positive 2a. And then lastly, I have my constants. Remember, those are my terms that don't have a date to the dance because they're hanging out by themselves, meaning that they are not paired with a variable. So I have a 2 and I have an 8. And when I combine those, I end up with 10. And there you have it. I have now combined the like terms along with simplifying the expression. So I'm going to give one more example to that. Here is example number 2. I have negative 9 plus 3a plus 10a squared plus 3a minus 6 plus 2a squared. So again, I'm going to choose to look for anything with an exponent because in my listing, that's what I'm going to list first. So I happen to see that I have a 2a squared and I have a 10a squared. They're both positives. So when I combine those, that ends up giving me 12a squared. Now I'm going to look for just my variables. So I have a 3a and a 3a. So when I combine those, that leaves me with a 6a. Now I'm looking for my constant. Again, a constant has no date to the dance, meaning that they are not attached to a variable. So I have a negative 6 and I have a negative 9. And when I combine those, I'm going to end up with a negative 15. Boxing my answer, highest exponent to lowest. And there you have it. combining like terms. That should feel similar to things that you have done in the past. So we should hopefully be feeling comfortable.